Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. Somebody drew this and sent it to me, and they couldn't get their lines to get fuzzy. Well, I've already done it for them, and I showed them how to do it or told them how to do it. But I thought it'd be easier. Let's just make this, and I'm going to make it a little bit different. For one, I'm going to put the shadow side on this one. So what you need to do is take a 2 point line and hold down the control button so it's perfect. Then double click on your rotation and put it to the top and rotate this a negative 30 degrees. And then take your polygon tool and set it on 4 and make you a polygon, and do not hold down the control button, and make it about like that. Now I made my line extra long, so what we're going to do, we're actually going to hit B like in boy to put that at the bottom of the page. It's too far away, so I'm going to move it over a little bit, holding down the control button. That way it's equal. And then we just need to draw some lines. I'm going to get the 2 point line, and I'm going to go from there to there. From there, holding down the control button, I'm actually going to go past it, so I won't be short. And there's that basic shape. So we're going to use the Smart Fill tool. I don't want to use red. I want to use a light yellow. And we're going to, let's see what our nudge factor is. So that this object is, wow, it's huge. It's 15 inches. So I'm going to make my nudge factor 18. And I'm going to take my Smart Fill tool. I'm going to fill in that and move it over, fill in that, move it over, fill in that, and move it over. So if you look now, we have that shape. So I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to left click, right click. We can actually get rid of this. And I am going to move this all over. And then I'm going to rotate it from right here. So I'm going to Control G to group it. And then I'm going to Control D and duplicate it and move that right to there and rotate it 120 degrees. And then Control D. So there's your basic shape. Now, what I would do right now would make a copy of this and move it over. You're going to see why in a minute. You know what? While we got it here, we're going to go make this line thicker. Now we can take the Smart Fill tool, and you could really do this and spin it around, but I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to fill in that. As you can see, I'm going to do it a little bit different than he did to put the shadow on that side. Now I'm going to change my Smart Fill color to like a light gray just so I can recognize it. And I'm actually going to take and make that one black. And I'm going to take this one. I'm trying to make a shadow, so I'm going to go Interactive Fill tool, and I'm just going to go straight down. And then I'm going to grab black. And this might not look all that much better, but I'm going to give it a shot. And then we're going to grab that one. It's always easier to grab it before you do your Interactive Fill tool, or I think it is, because if you don't, you'll get off. And if you change this, it'll give you a better deal. So now we want to select, there will be 6 objects. So there's 1, I'm holding down the shift button, 2, and you can see down here, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can see I've got 6 objects. I'm going to go to Effects and Texture. And even though I don't really like it, I'm going to use the same texture he used, which is a elephant skin. I'm just going to kind of copy his idea. And if you zoom in, it looks pretty cool. It doesn't look very good zoomed out. And maybe I shouldn't have made this thing so black. So we can use the Interactive Fill tool and go up, put the black up top, and put a gray at the bottom to kind of give it that same look. This thing is supposed to be representing like 3 sticks or cubes. Now, here's what his problem was. He was having trouble changing this. So we're going to use matter of fact, we could take here and go no outline. Even though there might not even be an outline, there's got to be. And see, it's a little bit slow. But now you got that outline, and let's change it to let's go ahead and just change it to a yellow. And then go to Effects, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. And you really never know till you get zoomed in, but I'm not going to zoom in. And we're going to keep our nudge factor the same, so I'm going to nudge it back. So that's how when he was doing it, he was having trouble. It was Gaussian blurring everything. And we'll see here in just a second it worked. It's slowing it down. Now we need to go to, it's still selected, go to Object Order, Front of Page. And now that Gaussian blur yellow will be on top, and it'll be a little bit blurry, so it won't be so much pronounced. As you can see, it's a blurry line. So that was the problem he was having. Now they actually took it one step more, and if we group this, Control G, and while holding down the control button, just move it down, or you can mirror it. And then it really starts to slow down my laptop because there's elephant skin, especially when you don't make a copy of it. And sometimes I wish I hadn't have done that because it's just taking so long. My old laptop has trouble keeping up. But then they just took this one and used the transparency tool, but they used a slider bar to kind of make it fade away. It'll take in just a second. To kind of make it look like it's faded away, the shadow. And there's a lot you could do with this. But anyway, I hope that answered his question, and hope that helped, and thank you for watching, and I'm going to go ahead and cut off the video because it irritates me, it's so slow. Thank you for watching.